Hello, I wanted to do a video today about losing weight and just some tips and advice on how to lose weight. The reason I decided to do that is because this morning on TV I saw on one of the morning TV shows they had an interview with this guy who was he used to be 170 kilograms and now he's 90 kilograms, and he did it by walking 14 kilometers every day, and he wrote a book about it on how he did it. And like the main reason he wrote it was because he wanted to document how he did it, so that if he ever got big again, he'd know what he did to get thinner. And he said something that kind of got me, because he said he was determined to do it. Like, he didn't really hated that feeling of like being so big and people looking at him all the time, and didn't want to leave. Like, he felt horrible feeling when he was leaving the house, like everyone was going to look at him, which probably is true. If you're 170 kilograms, you know, people probably would look. And he said you know, he was really determined to get rid of it. He said either he would get rid of the weight or he would kill himself, like suicide. So it's really drastic, like that problem, like of being really overweight. And earlier in this week I also watched another YouTube video about this guy who was giving advice on how to lose weight. Like, he used to be 120 kilograms or something, and now he went down to like 60 kilograms, and he did it a lot by playing Dance Dance Revolution, the game. And it's a really good video, and I'm going to put the link of it in the info box, and it's definitely worth watching. It's really good, like, you know, because he's experienced it and so on. But I thought I'd make a video as well, just to, because like, I do a lot of like exercise, and I try to, you know, generally try to eat well and stuff. And you know, I'm like, one of the things I feel I'm kind of like pretty good at is like staying in shape. And I thought like and like I learnt most of my stuff by like trial and error, and also like looking on the net and finding out, trying different things, and you know, things like that. And so like I've been doing it for the last maybe 4 years or something like that. And I thought if I did a short video of like just some stuff I've learnt, you know, it might save some people some time, or might help people, or something like that. Or yeah, so yeah, I'll try to keep it short, although I could probably talk a lot about this topic and I'll probably forget some things. But yeah, so I'm just trying to do this video in the, like, as if you're someone who's really big and wants to know how to lose it. So if you're already in good shape, you don't need to watch this video at all. Or yeah, so I'll just get started now. So basically, like, the way I thought about it is like there's many ways to like skin a cat, and like, you know, figure of speech. And to lose weight, there's many different ways, and I'm going to just talk about like the way that I know how to do it. It might be different to, you know, another way that works, but I think generally the concepts are pretty similar. Basically, the way I look at it is like it's already general knowledge, but basically your exercise, or the calories you burn, like you know, how much you do, it's got to be more than like the calories you get in. So the general idea, if you want to lose weight, is burn more calories than you eat. I mean, that's very common knowledge, but I guess I'll go through all of the basics. But And another thing I was thinking of, like a lot of people who are big, maybe they think it's impossible to lose the weight. Like they might think it's in my genetics, or you know, other people, I see them, they can eat what they want and hardly do anything, look how thin they are, all sorts of thoughts like that. But those thoughts aren't going to help you really, because the truth is you can lose the weight. It doesn't matter about genetics or anything like that. I don't think it matters at all. I think if you think things like that, you're just making excuses. So it's possible, and the thing is, it takes a lot of discipline, and probably not everyone can do that, you know. Like, not every single person out there has the discipline to stick with it. Like, it's not like real hard. It's kind of difficult, because you can say it's not, wait, what you have to do to lose weight, it's not hard, but at the same time it is hard. It's not hard because all you got to do is exercise and eat healthy, right? But it is hard because you got to, you know, have the discipline to do it every day. And also sometimes the exercise can be hard. So basically, in other words, it's kind of like quite simple. It's not like very complicated what you have to do, but it's doing it is hard. Kind of hard, because at the start it's hard, but then once you do it, it becomes like a habit, and then it becomes a bit easier. I think the main thing is because yeah, there's the two things, like okay, here's a theory that it makes it a little bit easier to, when I try to think about it, I think about it like the fat, it's like a bank balance. Like when you exercise, let's just say, that's like you're earning money, okay? But when you eat and stuff and eat a lot of junk, that's like you're spending, okay? Like, so, like, let's say someone that's fat, it's kind of, in my theory, whatever, it's kind of like the equivalent of, you've got a credit card and you've just, you haven't exercised, which is the same as like working and getting income, and you've ate a lot of maybe junk, and that's the equivalent of spending a lot of money. So now you've got this massive debt on your credit card. Like, the fatter you are, the bigger the debt is. Like, you know, someone who's mildly fat, I don't know, maybe a few $1,000, but someone who's really big, you've got like, let's say $100,000 on your credit card or something. Like, let's just imagine. And if every day, if you want to get rid of that debt, aside from something like liposuction, which probably isn't very good and probably not a good solution, the best way is obvious, or the only way I would say, is you gotta do the work and exercise and eat well. And if you've got a big debt, let's say you're fat, right, real big, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take quite some time to get your fat or your debt, whatever, to a reasonable level, like similar to everyone else. You know, the harder you work, like the more exercise you do, or the appropriate types of exercises, the ones that burn a lot of calories, and you know, the faster you'll get there. But it won't be instant. Like, we're talking like months, years, that kind of thing. So yeah, so you're right now, let's say you're big, you can become, you know, thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner until you're like everyone else. And then once you're like that, if you want to keep going, you can keep exercising and get a really toned body, and you know, but first let's worry about getting smaller. So the way you do that is just the way that everybody does it. Like you know, the people who are really fit now, the stuff that they're doing, eating well and exercising, that's just the stuff that you got to do too, the same thing. So every day Like in general, you've got to exercise and eat healthy, as in like yeah. How to divide it? Basically, yeah, there's two sections. Well, in my head there's three sections for losing weight. The first section is like your own motivation and your determination and you know, that kind of stuff. And I think that's the most important thing. Like if you've got that, then the rest will sort itself out. If you have that, that's like the most important thing. Like the discipline and like the drive and all that stuff. That's the most important thing. Second is the exercise, like actually doing exercise, which I think is more important than the diet, the food side. Food is very important too, but I think exercise is the most important thing, second most important thing, and food, and that's also important, but less than the exercise. With the motivation, yeah, if you've got that, then I think that's the most important thing, because if you don't have the motivation and the discipline to stick to it, then you're not going to get the results. If you're the type of person who keeps putting off exercise and like oh, it's raining outside, or today I feel tired, I'm not going to exercise, I'll exercise tomorrow, or I don't feel like it, that kind of stuff, I don't think you'll get the results. You may get the results, maybe it might even take longer, but the best attitude for this is like pretty strict on yourself, as in like you want this, so you have to be pretty firm. Yeah, firm in, like, let's say in the morning you decided you're going to do a certain amount of exercise that day. Let's say in the morning you wake up and you say, today I'm going to do half an hour jog, let's say. And also I'd really like today to do maybe shoot around basketball for half an hour. So those two things. In the morning you decided that you can do that, you want to do that. So if you decide that, then that day you should do it. You kind of made a promise to yourself, and so unless circumstances really get in the way, like something huge, you should do it by the end of the day. Just tick them off, like you've got to do it. You know, better to do it early. Like if it's a Saturday, after you have breakfast, you know, maybe wait an hour before you do anything, and then go and do your jog. And after the jog, shoot around the basketball for half an hour, and then by lunchtime you did what you wanted to do already, so you feel pretty good. And if it's still lunchtime and you're ready to do what you wanted to do, if you want to get your results faster, you could do some more active stuff in the afternoon, you know, like, you know, walk your dog or do anything really. See, the more you put into the day, like the more exercise or activity you do, the faster you're going to get to your goal. And your goal is whatever you want it to be. Like the goal I set was like to have like a six-pack and to be toned and stuff like that, and not have any fat, like layers of fat on my stomach. That's my goal in my head. I was going towards that, you know. So you don't know how long it's gonna take, but you know, every week you're moving towards that. Also, another thing, I don't weigh myself on the scales. I don't think you need to at all. A lot of people put too much on the scales, like as in they worry about it too much. Also, another thing is, if you exercise, sometimes you get more muscle mass and lose fat, but then the reading on the scale goes up because muscle is heavier than fat. So it gives you a general idea, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you do what you are supposed to do, like exercise, regularly, and eat, overall, generally eat healthy, you'll get there. And also, it's better to just look at what's going on, like around your stomach, like how much fat there is. You can just, sometimes grab it or something to get an idea of if it's working or not, rather than the scales. I don't ever really jump on the scales. I don't think it really means much. But I guess it can give you a general idea, like if you're going from like 170 to 90, and the scales will tell you that you're doing good. But also another thing, you'll know you're doing good because clothes will fit better, and your pants, your old pants will have so much, they'll be huge compared to your waist, if you stick to it. Well, so basically, yeah, so the first part is your motivation and discipline, all that stuff. Sometimes that motivation and discipline can come later. Like when I first started exercising and stuff, I probably didn't have all that. When I very first started exercising, the only thing I did was I wanted to jog for half an hour every day, and that was what I wanted to do. I stuck with that. That's all I started off with. Then after a while, that got easy, and I was like, okay, that's easy. So now I'll shoot around basketball for an hour or so after that. So every day I was doing the jog and basketball. Although now, after many years, I've tried different exercises and I found better ones, like more efficient stuff. Although even just the jogging was kind of good at this, it still works. I'll get into different exercises later and talk about that separately. But yeah, the main thing is just your exercise that you want to do that day. Just do it. Like the slogan from Nike. It's just do it. That's the best. One of the best things. Like sometimes, like a lot of the times, you don't want to exercise. Like you don't feel like it, but just do it. Like that's the phrase, and it's really good. Like a lot of times, like I don't feel like doing my exercise or whatever I want to do, but I just do it. The hardest part is just starting, and you don't even give yourself the option not to do it. Like, don't let yourself down. Like I used to jog outside in like this place nearby, and no matter what the weather was, I jogged. Like even in the heat, like real hot, really raining. Like there was times I was sitting in my car and it was raining, and I didn't want to get out of the car to jog, but I still did it. I not once didn't exercise because of the different weather. You don't have to do exercise outside. You can exercise inside. Doesn't matter. But don't make any excuses. No excuse you're really gonna do. I mean, if you're the type of person and you just skip a day or two here and there, you'll probably still get the results too. But I think it's better just to be real firm, and so that you don't let those days that you miss accumulate too much. I know some people, so yeah, every day just try to do the exercise that you decided you wanted to do that day, and just do it. If you had a busy day at school and you have some stuff to do, if your job is so busy and you feel like you have no time, if you want to be in shape, you have to make time. Like, you have to sacrifice maybe some sleep, or sacrifice the time that you're watching a TV show or something like that. You have to make time, because that's just the way it is. Like you can't expect to have be in the same shape as a person who exercises, more than you, doing it properly, and you're doing nothing. You can't expect it. It's not, just generally doesn't work that way. So, yeah, if you want to be in shape, you have to sometimes make sacrifices, and and you'll get better at doing that if you stick with it. All you have to do is start small, maybe. Start with something really easy that you can do, like every day, do like 10 minutes of something, like you decided, and just do it every day, and it becomes like your habit. And then you'll find that becomes easy, and then you can add more to it or whatever, but just make sure that you do it every day. Later on you might find that, let's say you exercise every day, and suddenly you start getting sore, like let's say you were jogging every day, and then all 7 days, and suddenly you start getting sore here and there. There's this thing called active rest, which is like some days you should give your body a break from that same exercise. Like if there's 7 days in a week, maybe 2 days you do something else. Like maybe you can rest and just say, okay, those 2 days I'm just going to rest so my body doesn't get worn out. Like, if you start noticing that kind of stuff happening, you can do that, and try something else, like another type of exercise that doesn't involve the same type of things. Like at the moment, on Wednesday, I do like swimming, so I just go swimming. So that's doing completely different stuff to what I do during the week. So it seems okay that way, and that way you prevent like yourself getting like injuries from doing the same thing all the time. But that's all very more advanced stuff that, the main thing you gotta worry about is just doing your exercise and doing it without any excuses. If you have to wake up, let's say on a weekend, you generally like to sleep into 12 o'clock. If you really want to be fit, and you don't have any other time during the week, maybe you have to wake up at 8 o'clock or 7:30 or something. I do, like on weekends I wake up at 8 o'clock, the latest probably, and I do exercise in the morning, get out of the way, so if I have to do something else, I've got time. So that's the motivation side of it. So, and sometimes maybe I think just start small and do it. The next is the exercise, the actual. Okay, I think I'll talk about food. So with food, generally, it's always better to eat healthy. You know what healthy food is, like basically not like fast food, really fried food, and sugary stuff like chocolate and all that stuff. But it's not to say that you can't have it. It just means that, let's say your default general food during the day is generally pretty healthy. Like your breakfast is like healthy, like let's say cereal and whatever, but your lunch is healthy, like a sandwich or something, and your dinner is pretty healthy, like it's not like just fried food, vegetables and chicken or something like that. So try to make the general food that you eat pretty healthy. So pretty much everyone knows what healthy food is, so you should know. And also another thing that I've learned is like the meal sizes. That I read this somewhere, and I think it's true. The meal sizes that generally people have is like bigger than we need. Like we don't need all that food. So I keep hearing that from people who go to America and stuff like that, that things are real supersized over there. Like drinks are real big and the meals are really big. You know, so especially if you live in America and you're getting these big meals, you don't need all that. Generally, I don't think. When you eat a meal, you shouldn't have to, at the end of it, you shouldn't feel like completely stuffed that you can't move. Generally when I eat, and you know, maybe stop when you're feeling like 3/4 full or half full. Okay, and here's another tip that I've got that's that I do most meals when I can think of it. Like before a meal, like before lunch and dinner, I'll drink like some water, like maybe a glass of water or maybe 2 glasses of water. What that does is it makes you kind of full, like a little bit full already in your stomach. So then when you eat, you get full earlier than you would have if you hadn't had the water. So that's kind of like, yeah, it's good for you because you'll stop eating before you're stuffed. Well, you will be stuffed, but it won't be all food, it'll be water, which is good for you anyway. Okay, so that's the tip. So drink water before you eat, like a little bit, maybe just a glass or 2 glasses, something like that. It's like yeah, it just helps you along a little bit. Another thing is like drinking. What you drink is, you can help yourself, because basically if you exercise fair bit, you generally, once you start exercising well, I think you generally want to eat healthier, because it feels like if you exercise and you stuff yourself with food, like you're kind of cancelling out all that hard work you just did. So you naturally kind of think, oh, maybe I won't eat that, kind of a waste or something like that. Because it's true. Because if you exercise a fair amount and you eat heaps of junk, then, you know, maybe you'll just lose a little weight, a tiny bit. But if you exercise a fair amount and you also eat healthy, you kind of like get there twice as fast. It's much better. Yeah. So yeah, eat healthy. Like, yeah, generally people know what healthy eating is. I won't go into that. Well, I kind of will, I guess. Yeah, try to eat healthy stuff like let's say chicken breasts and vegetables, or Japanese food, you know. Okay, with drinks, soft drink, which is like, I mean, you can still have it, but don't make it like every drink you have is a soft drink. If you drink water, then that's even better than anything else, because it doesn't add any calories at all, and it's healthy, it's good for you. So if you start drinking water, that's great. Oh yeah, it's not like you, like, so a lot of people I know, I see, all they think they need to do with losing weight is diet. Like, I think they kind of feel like if they punish themselves enough by not eating anything yummy, anything nice, then they're going to lose weight. And if you notice, a lot of people who do that, they're still kind of like plump, or they don't get that much thinner or something, because you still have to do the exercise as well, or be active. Maybe you can get it by just dieting and stuff, but I don't think it's as effective as doing exercise. Exercise is much better than just plain dieting. And I don't think you need to diet. I think you just have to eat healthy. And if you exercise enough, then that's perfect. That's the best. It's like the most healthiest way. Like, it's more fun that way too, because, you know, exercise is good for your body, because you'll be stronger. You'll look better if you exercise rather than just dieting, I think. And dieting is no fun either. Because yeah, if you exercise a lot, you can still have nice things to eat, like, you know, just don't make it like the regular thing, like not every meal is junk. You can still have junk every now and then, or cakes and all that stuff, that's fine, but you just have to exercise to cover it. Yeah. What? Food. Oh yeah, with meal sizes, I think you can look all this stuff on the net, but there's a thing about like metabolism. It's like how fast your body burns energy, and the gist is like it's better to have a few small, like, instead of, let's say, 3 huge meals where you stuff yourself throughout the day, it's better to break those meals up into like 6 smaller meals. But not that I do that. I still have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But let's say at lunch, I don't eat heaps. I don't eat a lot. I eat like a certain amount, and then in the afternoon, I might have like a snack or something because I'm getting hungry. So and try to make it a healthy snack. And yeah, so it's better to break up the meals. That's the gist of it, because when you're getting food in, the theory is like your body is like, it's too hard to explain, but that's the theory. You can look it up. But yeah, so it's better to, if you're going to have, instead of a huge meal, just have like half of that, and then later when you get hungry, 2 or 3 hours, have a bit more. That's better for you. And also, people who trying to lose weight, sometimes I hear them like they're skipping breakfast and having nothing for breakfast. That's not good either, because your body, if it's not getting food in, it thinks, your body like is thinking, okay, there's no food coming in, I better use less energy, because we don't know if there's any more food coming in. So it'll be like, it'll slow down your metabolism, burn less energy, all that kind of stuff. So, but if you have breakfast, boost your metabolism, because it's like your body's like, oh yeah, food's coming, it doesn't matter, let's burn energy, we've got more food coming, stuff like that. So don't skip breakfast, just have breakfast. Okay, I think that's okay with food. Yeah, try to switch to healthier stuff. Like for me now, when I'm hungry, and I want a snack, I like to eat fruit now, like an apple or a nectarine or kiwi fruit, and maybe even some breakfast cereal or something like that. Just as a snack. I mean, because if you're hungry, that'll kind of like get rid of that hungry feeling in between meals. Of course, you can still, every now and then, if you exercise enough, you'll kind of be able to judge how much you can have. Like, you can still have like chips and stuff, but just try your best to eat healthy, because you want to get to your goal faster, of being thin, and you'll get there if you eat healthy. Like, stop eating. I mean, no, don't stop eating. You can still have it, junk food, but maybe less of it. So that's the food part. Now finally I'll probably talk about the exercise part. And like I said at the start, there's so many ways to skin a cat. Like, there's so many different ways that you can exercise or be active to lose weight. Like, and I think the best is for each person to kind of find what kind of thing they like the best doing the best. Because if you find an activity that you like to do, you kind of do it, and it's not a chore, so you won't have any trouble like doing it regularly. So that's one thing. But also, with losing weight, it's like so you stick to what you're doing. Like, you decide, okay, I'm gonna do I don't know. Let's say you want to do just shooting basketball hoops for an hour every day, eating healthy. And then what you do is you do that for maybe a month or 2 months, and then you kind of gauge, just by maybe looking at yourself and thinking, are you losing any weight? Can you notice any weight getting down? And if you don't, then that means you probably have to do something different. As in, like, try a different exercise, or maybe when you're exercising, try pushing harder, like being more vigorous or something. Means you gotta do something, tinker with it. And sometimes it just might mean that you're not putting enough effort into it. Because if you think, like the people who are really, really fit, they don't do just like half an hour exercise a day. That might sound a lot to someone who doesn't exercise at all, but someone who exercises a lot, half an hour is almost nothing. So yeah, if you're not getting any results at all, then it means you have to try something else. Like, yeah. Okay, so I'll give an example of, because for the last couple of years I was trying different exercises to find out, just different exercise. Like I'd be doing exercise and after a while I'd be thinking, oh, okay, this is not doing as much as I wanted it to do, so I'll try something else. Or another reason I changed is maybe got bored. Sometimes if you do the same thing all the time, you get a bit bored. So that's why it's kind of good to every now and then change it or try something else, see if it's better. Okay, what I did at the start that was good in that it lost a fair bit of fat was I was jogging 10 kilometers every day. 10 kilometers every day. So that was jogging for about 50 minutes to an hour every day. And it did work. Like I stuck with that for many months. And I did notice, it did work. Like it lost, like I remember I used to stand and it's like had a just belly, like fat on my belly. And after doing that for a while, it went down. Like it wasn't, slowly it went down. So it did work, got rid of it. But the thing I noticed, this is what I've noticed, that doing like long distance stuff like that, like just jogging for a long time, it kind of, and I think there's a theory of this as well, like it burns after half an hour of doing something. Not only does it burn fat, it starts to burn muscle as well. So I think if you notice, like people who run marathons, okay, let's just look at like a sprinter who does sprinting, like, and then compare their body to someone who does marathons, and you'll notice that people who do sprinting, they have more muscles, whereas the people who run marathons are really thin. As in like, they don't have much muscle either. It's because when they run a lot, the body starts using their muscle as energy as well. So after a while of doing the 10-kilometer runs every day, it was good, but people were always saying, oh, you look really thin now, like as in too thin. So, and I didn't like that either. So I switched my exercise to, rather than doing the same like things that were like long distance, to like sprinting or things that were like you work hard for a small amount of time, like interval training. So you can look up that as well on the net to find out what that is. But yeah, I found that preferable to me. Like I prefer that kind of stuff because it burns fat, probably maybe even better than the long distance stuff, and in a short amount of time. So for exercise, I think the best thing I can tell you is there's a website called Body Rock TV. I'll put a link of it in the info box as well. And it's run by, the main person who runs it is Susanna. She every week she'll release like 3 or 4 exercise routines that they only take about 15 minutes each. But I do them a few times a week, like, and they definitely work. Like, if you do them, then that's the exercise component done for sure. Like, the thing is, for her, she does the exercise like 15 minutes and that's it for the day. When I do it, I usually do maybe 2 or 3, maybe even more. Like earlier on, like last year, I was doing more than that. 3, 4, 5 of those workouts in one day. But now, like, I kind of got to like the fitness or in shape that I want, and can do maybe a bit less and try different things, try different exercise things to this kind of variety, or because you do get bored if you do the same thing all the time. But yeah, definitely check out that website, and it definitely works. Like, yeah, and she has videos that tells you how to do the exercise, and if you stick with her and on the bodyrock.tv thing, you'll definitely get results if you also look after what you eat. Yeah, so that's one exercise thing that works for sure. The bodyrock TV workouts. Yep. But again, remember, it takes time, so you gotta be patient. Like, you gotta work hard and be patient, because it's not like overnight it's gonna happen. It could take months, a few months, maybe a year. Depends how big you are, Other things that definitely work is like if you start playing basketball half court, that burns a lot of energy, a lot of calories and stuff. And if you do that regularly, that definitely works too. From watching like what happens to people, if you look up what happens to people on Dancing with the Stars, like one good example is Kelly Osbourne. If you look at when she started Dancing with the Stars to when she finished, she slimmed down a lot from dancing. So, but that's probably, we're training on Dancing with the Stars, they probably train for a few hours every day, quite a few hours every day. So if you're moving around for a few hours every day, you can probably burn a lot of calories. So dancing, if you do it for a few hours every day, I'm pretty sure that'll work. From reading a lot of stuff, I found that another thing that will probably work is playing Dance Revolution. That game that you can get on like consoles like Wii, probably Xbox and PlayStation as well. And the video that I'm going to link, from that guy, that's all the exercise, mainly the exercise he does, Dance Revolution. And yeah, the thing about that is, the reason Dance Revolution is such a good exercise is because it's fun as well, like, and not monotonous, because you're kind of like playing a game, really. Like, I wouldn't even say that it's better exercise than, like, if you it doesn't matter, but it's good because it's fun and it doesn't feel like a chore. Like, I actually got the game as well. Like, I started playing it last night, and the thing is, I started playing it, and after 2 hours I was still having fun playing. I didn't even want to stop. I just stopped because I thought, I better do something else tonight, But that's why it's good, because you're having fun and you're exercising at the same time, which is probably the best type. If you can find like an activity that you enjoy doing that's burns a lot of calories, then just do that. Yeah, so exercise, there's so many different things you can do, but yeah, the general thing. So hopefully I haven't forgotten anything I really wanted to say, but I think I covered the main things that I can think of. And so yeah, basically, yeah, it's up to you really. And it's not like even the guy that I saw on the TV show this morning said it was his third attempt when he lost all that weight. Yeah, another option for exercise is walking a lot. Well, he walked 14 kilometers every day. That's a lot. Like, yeah, and what he said when he first put on the shoes, they were too tight, because he must have had really big legs, that they cut into his skin and he started bleeding. And when that happened, he still kept on walking, or something along those lines, which means he was determined. And if you want to do it, you've got to be determined. I'm pretty sure you have to be. If you're less than determined, you'll maybe get results, maybe slower, maybe not. You might not even get results. Okay. So another thing is just motivating to do it. you know, like when it's a habit, it's a bit easier. Like if you're in the routine of exercise, you just, you know, do it without even thinking almost. Like it's your routine. But sometimes, there's a lot of times when you get that feeling like you don't want to do it, but you still just do it. Like, what I find helpful is I might have a few songs, music that is good for exercise. Like find certain songs that get you kind of in the mood to exercise. Like the best one that I've got at the moment is called Champions by Ron Artest. He's a basketball player. I really like that song for exercise. Yeah, it's got really good lyrics for exercise. Another thing that sometimes helps me when I'm just not feeling like I want to do it is on YouTube. You can watch some videos of, like, I saved it to my favorites, or like in a playlist of certain athletes training. Like there might be Michael Phelps training, or Kevin Durant, or something like that, you know, because you just watch them exercising or training and it kind of motivates you because they're pushing so hard and you can see the results that they get. Like, you know, they're excellent in their field and super fit. So sometimes just watching a short video clip like that you can be like, okay, you know. Sometimes when I'm about to do an exercise, I'm thinking to myself like, Michael Phelps is probably exercising right now, or he's probably being awake earlier than me, exercising harder, you know, so that kind of makes it a little bit easier to do. Yeah, it's really good because once you start getting results, it's kind of, a lot of the time it'll really motivate you to keep going, because you'll start feeling really good, and you know, it's just better being in shape. Like, you'll feel better about yourself. Like, when you're buying clothes, you don't have to worry about, like, how's this going to look on me, or, I mean, still that, but, you know, sizes won't be such a big deal. Everything, it's very good, and people will, you know, once you get to a certain point, people will say, oh wow, you look so much better than before, or some people who haven't seen you for a while, kind of things like that. So it's definitely worth it. But yeah, you really have to and if you do have a bad day, like one day where you had no time to exercise and you just kind of caved in and ate a whole heap of junk, or you went to an all-you-can-eat and pigged out and can't even move, don't beat yourself up too much. I mean, just treat every day separately. Like, that's one day, but the next day, you know, Kevin Durant, the basketball player, he's got this saying, back to work tomorrow. So basically, whether he did even if he did really good today, tomorrow, another day, back to work. If he had a bad day, like lost the game, whatever, it doesn't matter. Next day, back to work. So just treat it like that. Yeah, if you had a bad day, don't worry about it. Next day just means you gotta get back on it and just eat healthy that day, and exercise. For me, if I have a day where I was busy with things I had to do, like let's say I went to a wedding all day, let's say, and ate a lot, and also maybe, you know, things like that. The next couple of days I'll exercise maybe a bit more, just to kind of even it out a little bit, you know, to kind of like cover for that day where, you know, the intake was more than the exercise, you know. But that's just little details, you don't have to worry about that. Main thing is just, you know, stick to the plan, exercise and eat healthy. So it's nothing really, this information, everyone knows it, but yeah, you just gotta do it. And, you know, if you're watching this video, hopefully, you know, you've learnt something from some of the tips. Maybe it got you motivated, but You know what I mean? That's not enough. Being motivated just for this little while is not enough. Don't be like, okay, tomorrow I'll start exercising. Don't do that. You do it right now, like, if you can, like, unless it's like midnight and you can't start yet. But like, don't say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to start. Don't say, okay, tonight I'm going to exercise. If you can do it now, just put on your shoes, start walking, or do something, or start doing push-ups, or go to bodyrock.tv and look up an workout and try to do that. Do it now if you can. Like don't just leave it for tomorrow to exercise heaps. Only today counts, because you know it doesn't matter. Tomorrow you can worry about tomorrow. Yeah, you're gonna have to worry about tomorrow. You can't do anything for tomorrow. It's all just today what you can do. Like, it's choices. With food, it's choices. Like, yeah, you can choose to pick out, or you can choose to choose, like, if you're at a restaurant, you can pick the meal that, you know, is healthier than the meal that's not, if you can. So generally I think that's the gist of what I want to say. And yeah, watch the video if you can, if you have time. Watch the video that, you know, from that guy who played the DDR a lot. It's a really good video. I really think it's fantastic. And hopefully this, you know, gets you started or gives you some ideas. Or yeah, it's not like yeah, there isn't any easy way to do it. It's just, you just got to do it. And yeah, it's basically, if you want to be in shape, you got to earn it. You can't just, you know, be lazy, be a slob, eat whatever you want. I mean, maybe there's 1 in a million people who can, you know, or whatever. But most people, you got to do, yeah, you got to earn it. And the thing is, when you earn it that way, you feel really proud of yourself when you can put on like the clothes that you want to wear, and you know, you can go to the beach and you don't feel, you know, you feel better than if you're huge, you know what I mean? And you can feel proud because you earned it. Like, you get this feeling, good feeling. So it's worth it, but you gotta earn it. So yeah, so hopefully it can help some people. Hopefully this video helps some people. You can do it. Like, yeah, there's no one who's really fat or mildly fat or whatever that can't lose the weight. But it's up to you to do it. And to do it consistently, you know. I mean, you don't have to be so hardcore like everyone. Like I'm pretty strict on myself. Like, I mean, eating, no. Like, I can eat cake, eat chocolate, whatever. But I exercise real hard, so I can, sort of. But yeah, don't know where I'm going with that one. But yeah, good luck. So hopefully you can do it. And yeah, just yeah, I'll stop the video because otherwise it gets too long.